Hey guys, how's it going? The name's Luchrised, and we are going to be discussing something rather serious, or at least more serious than what I usually discuss. Now, as you probably no doubt know about me at this point, I am a huge fan of anime, I am a huge fan of cartoons, I am a huge fan of vocal work, voice acting. I'm a voice actor myself, so I enjoy everything that goes with it. So, it was a shock and saddening revelation that came around when I found out that Team 4-Star is no longer going to be creating content for Dragon Ball Z Abridged. For me, Dragon Ball Z Abridged was... honestly enough, Dragon Ball Z Abridged is what actually got me interested in the abridging work. I was already interested in voice acting before then due to my own love of cartoons and anime, but the Team 4-Star version of Dragon Ball Z Abridged, their content is what really got me interested in putting my voice out for, abridgers, for abridging and everything else that goes with it. Their stuff was just... it was so different from what I was used to seeing at that point. But of course, back then, abridging wasn't really all that big. They are one of the people who made it as big as it is today. And that's something that is both incredible and awe-inspiring, and they changed a lot of the rules that came with the abridging. I'm not going to lie. They changed a lot of the rules. They upped the ante. They upped the quality. They set a very high bar for anyone who wants to be an abridger. And it's amazing what they've been able to accomplish. They basically inspired me to become an abridger, and I have never regretted that choice. I have met so many awesome people through the community. The abridging community has been one of the best groups I have been a part of. I say groups, but it's much, much bigger than that. It's, well, like I said before, it's a community filled with a lot of awesome people, a lot of great people, a lot of people I am very proud to call friends. However, we're not talking about the abridging community right now. We are we are focusing solely on Dragon Ball Z Abridged and their reasons. And it's something that I can approve of greatly for what they're doing and why they're doing it. Now, as a 90s kid, I have seen my fair share of cartoons and real life live action shows. I have seen my fair share of those types of shows just beat the dead horse. They just go at it and at it and at it. And even though, and almost no one, or at least me, I didn't find it funny at all. It's almost like the show became a character of itself, and that's hard to begin. That's basically what they were to start with. Like with Friends or How I Met Your Mother, they were just like caricatures of these stereotypes, and that's what made those shows great. That's what made those shows great. But as the series went on, and I'm not saying anyone in particular, but as series goes on, the content can become known, rote. And people who have had great passion for it when they first created it, they can lose that passion and actually begin to resent their work. That is something that Team 4-Star noticed. In their Patreon post, they noticed that the content for them wasn't feeling as fun as it used to be. It wasn't feeling as passionate about their work. It was becoming rote. It was becoming known. They were having issues with coming up with ideas that would make the show worthwhile for the viewers and not just phone in the jokes. And this is one of the reasons why I respect their decision so much. They went out on a high note with the episode 60. That felt like a legitimate ending. When I was a kid, when I first saw that episode, I legitimately thought that was the end of Dragon Ball Z. I legitimately thought that was the end of Dragon Ball Z. They managed to find a great place to close out the series. They chose the right episode to end it out on because it felt like such a finale. It was such a grand finale, even for an abridged series. When you're thinking of an abridged series, you think of a parody of non-ending jokes, but they managed to turn their abridged series into an actual story all of its own. Something similar, but yet separate from the story that we know from the original Funimation version of it, Viz, and whoever else had it beforehand. They managed to do something incredible with the series, with the content that they had, and I will always respect them for that. But that's the main point. they had such a respect for the Dragon Ball Z series that they did not want it to, they did not want to beat a dead horse. They didn't want to end up hating the thing that they loved so much. And I respect them even more for that. Now, they have released both a Patreon post about why they stopped, and they also created a video explaining the reason why, and a more in-depth explanation depending on your point of view about in-depth. A link to both will be put in the description so you guys can read for yourself. I am sad to see it go. I am sad to see the end of Dragon Ball Z Abridged. It is one of my favorite Abridged series to watch. I still go back often enough to see certain clips. The more memorable ones, like the ones with Mr. Popo. The ones with Super Kami Guru. I am an adult. And I remember all the ones, like all the dodges. And all the Krillin-owned counts. Oh no. They've given me so many laughs through this decade that they have been around with Dragon Ball Z Abridged. And I can never thank them enough for that. For all the laughs, for all the jokes, for all the great storytelling that they pulled off. I'm a big fan of storytelling, and they managed to create one heck of a story. It was amazing. I will never forget it. I will always love the Dragon Ball Z Abridged show. And honestly enough, I cannot wait to see what they do next. Whether it's continue with the Dragon Shorts, which I do hope. Oh, speaking of which, I did react to those before I found out that they stopped with the Dragon Ball Z Abridged. So those reactions are coming out at a later time. I just don't know when, or if they will even be coming on before or after this. So, but I sincerely am looking forward to seeing whatever else they decide to create for their channel. And to Team 4-Star directly, I just want to say thank you guys. Thank you for a decade of laughs, jokes, memes. You guys are awesome, and while I'm sad to see Dragon Ball Z Abridged go, I cannot wait to see what you guys come up with next. Anyways, this is enough of the sap. This is Luchrised. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys continue to love Team 4-Star for what they can do and what they have done. And you know what? As dark as the night gets, there are some things that can become even darker. So, this is, like I said before, this is Luchrised. I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye.
Well, only one thing to do. Bye.